In this video, we're going to create a cron job. And a cron job is a scheduled job that your system will run according to when you tell it to run. Those cron jobs are stored in what's called the cron table. So if I give the command cron tab -L, that's going to list the cron tab. And keep in mind, every user has their own cron tab. So you can see here that I've created a cron job, and we'll discuss what all these mean in a moment. But essentially, every 5 minutes, this is going to echo cron executed at date, and notice I'm using the append redirect to this file right here. So if I look in this directory, you can see here's 5.txt, and this ran twice. This ran at 7:50 and then 7:55. And if I look at the current date, it should run in about a minute and a half. So in the meantime, let's see how we add a new cron job ourselves. So to edit the cron table, say cron tab -E for edit. And typically the default will be VI, but you can change that default editor to whatever your system default is. If I want a cron job to run every minute, I'm going to do star, 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 star. What each of these mean, and there's a link to some descriptions of this on one of the Linux information pages. But this very first one indicates the minute to run it. The second entry is the hour, followed by the day, followed by the month, and then the day of the week. So this is going to run every minute, and I'm going to echo, I'll just echo hello world to, and we'll say hello.txt. And then I'm going to save my file, and you'll notice it says installing new cron tab. So typically that file will be located in var spool cron. But notice I don't have the permissions there. I'll need to sudo ls var spool cron. And there you can see there's a file that says whuber. So now, if I cat that, you can see that there's the entry that I had above. Now, don't edit these files directly. Always use cron tab to edit those, because that does the actual installation of these jobs. If I cat 5.txt again, you'll notice it ran one more time. You'll also notice that there's a slight delay. I tell it to run at every 5 minutes, but in this case, there's a few seconds before it actually executes. And I don't think I mentioned this. This star means it's a wildcard. So this says every minute divided by 5. So every 5th minute. My hello.txt, it actually is going to run every minute because we have a star there. If I do an ls-l, you'll see that there's hello.txt. And if I look at my current date, so it should run again in just a few seconds. And so there you can see that we've crossed over, and there you can see it ran again, and it's a slightly bigger file. So every minute it's going to write hello world to this file. So there's a lot of different things I can do for actually scheduling this. If I want to run this every day on Saturday, or let's say Friday, that's the 5th day of the week. So I'll put a 5 in the day entry. Now, of course, that would mean, so Sunday is day 0, so Friday is day 5. If I wanted to run this at midnight every night, the minute would be 0, the hour would be 0. And then if I wanted to do midnight on the 1st of the month, or maybe I want to do the 1st and the 15th of the month, I would separate that by a comma. Or I could even do it on the 7th, 14th, 28th, or 21st and 28th of the month. And if I only wanted to do that in September, I could put a 9 for the month. So there's a real quick introduction to these. Once you're done, make sure you delete any job that you don't actually want to run. So now I've removed all the entries in the cron table. You can see here that I had stuff run. Those will now stop running. They won't get updated anymore.